Hello, YouTube. You know, it's October, yet right now it really feels like it's summer. Maybe it's because I'm wearing a hoodie and gloves. I don't know, that could be it, but it really is hot out. So today we'll be looking at the 9th episode of Night Visions, and this one and the first story is Doghouse, which, by the way, was directed by someone who was in Poltergeist. I 40 minutes of research looking has finally paid off. Oh, and by the way, she's still alive. Yeah, she hasn't suffered from the infamous poltergeist curse, so that's nice. So yeah, this story is all about dogs, which is why I have a dog here. Yeah, you can't see her, but hang on. There she is. Say hello for the internet, Ruby. It's very interesting what's happening here, as you can tell. She really cares. Yeah, she's adorable. So, yeah, you might not see her, but she's right there, So yeah, the first story is about Barry Burren, who almost became a berry sandwich because he's gotten into some trouble with a loan shark. However, he's saved by a girl named Amanda, who happens to be a veterinarian. Barry doesn't want to go to the hospital because he's worried that there might be zombies in there, so Amanda decides that, yeah, she can operate on him. And yeah, she gets him back to her house, and she fixes him right up. And Barry decides to stay the night there. However, the loan shark comes back after him at her place, but her dogs protect him and even kill Christopher. You think that maybe Barry would, be a little bit grateful to the dogs over that? Nope, he thinks that they're evil. Dude, one of the main reasons that people have dogs is in case there's an intruder, then they can fight them off and they can go and hide or call the police. I mean, if the intruder dies in the process, then that's unfortunate, but still in self-defense. That's why I have 6 dogs. Because they're adorable. She's very happy. You just can't see it. Look. She's so happy. She looks very happy to be here. But yeah, they're very loyal that way, so I don't get why he's so aghast at them killing this guy that was gonna kill him, but this makes Amanda flip her evil switch for some reason, as she doesn't trust Barry anymore. So she has one of the dogs bite his leg enough to have it be broken. So then she says that she can help him like she did before. However, now we get into a more of a misery situation where she's just hurting him more to keep him there. And Barry sees that right away. However, he's on painkillers, so he's not really at his A game here. So when he tries to escape, the dogs are, well, at every door and don't even let him answer the phone. The dogs even have the phone. But the dog's gonna make a call? What? So eventually he decides to, well, slip the dogs the same painkillers that he was slipped. However, the dogs are far too smart for that, and they just knock over the food entirely because just like throwing it out, that would be far too hard and complex. No, just get rid of all of your food. That's smart. And these dogs are smart enough to know there are painkillers in their meal, but not smart enough to know they can just eat around it. Man, my suspension of disbelief is just so ruined right here. But yeah, anyway, so Barry tries to escape thinking that they've all been knocked out, but he's wrong. So he locks himself in the bathroom, and instead of trying to get out through a window or something, the dogs get in, and they growl at him and bark at him. How intense. But then Amanda comes home and tells him to stop, and says that Barry has been a bad boy, so she's gonna lock him in the basement, because that's how you treat dogs when they've misbehaved. I mean, I use a newspaper or squirt bottle, but yeah, locking them in the basement, that's something else you can do too, I guess. So then she tells him that he's got to learn to behave And he also sees that the word help has been written on there in blood. So this isn't the first time this has happened, apparently. Although then Amanda also states that it's not the first time. Bit redundant there, but whatever. So, and that's how the story ends. And yeah, this story's actually pretty good. I actually had a lot of fun while watching this one because, the dogs were so cute. Seriously, they got little nub tails. I love those type of tails. And they're so cute. And when they love Barry, I like that too. Because who doesn't love Barry Burton? It's not Barry Burton, but I wish it was. You know, if it was Barry Burton, he could have dealt with this whole scenario really well. Seriously, just like that, he would have been out of there. He's dealt with dogs before. Zombie dogs, but dogs. It's Resident Evil, if you guys have never played Resident Evil. That's what I'm referencing. Barry Burton is the best, okay? But this story isn't overly scary, and it is honestly kind of a knockoff of Misery near the middle of it, but overall, I still had a fun time with it. I mean, when the main antagonist of the story isn't really a loan shark, it's really just very cute dogs, I honestly ended up having a fun time with it. Barry is an okay character, who, by the way, was played by Stephen Baldwin. Apparently, a lot of the actors in this episode have been in quite a few things, so I've mostly just sort of written down their actors' names, and hopefully I won't butcher their actual names. The ones for this story, though, aren't that hard to pronounce, so. But, yeah, so if you know what Stephen Baldwin's in, then, yeah, celebrate, I guess. He does a pretty good job. At first, it looks like Barry's just trying to take advantage of Amanda, but we do actually see a point where he calls an old buddy on the phone, and he actually says that he just wants to get out of there so she doesn't get hurt. That definitely does show a little bit more of his compassionate side, and makes it a little bit more convincing that he just sort of accidentally got dragged into this whole situation, and that, well, he was actually just a good person that got dragged into this situation due to circumstances. That, and it also is a pretty sad ending to this. He doesn't get out in the end. Instead, he continues to be kidnapped. So, yeah, it honestly is pretty downer for him, and I honestly did feel pretty bad for him. He's a likable main character, though, and while it did take a bit for me to adjust to him, I still enjoyed following him. Then we got Amanda, played by Jane Addams. She was on Twin Peaks. And in Poltergeist, the new Poltergeist. So, yeah, the director of this one was in Poltergeist, and so was she. Coincidence? Probably. So, yeah, Amanda is kind of a fun, obsessive pet owner. Although, for some odd reason, I kept on either thinking of my cousin named Amanda or Amanda from Saw. Well, those are the two main Amandas that I know, so that's just what I naturally think of. But, yeah, Jane Addams does a pretty good job in this role, and I do like seeing how just obsessed she is with dogs, that she actually considers people to be them, up to the point that she actually told Barry to sit at one point. If that's not a red flag to just get out of there when you have the chance, I don't know what is, but, yeah, it is still pretty, but, yeah, she is still a pretty fun antagonist. That, and her dogs are adorable! They're rescues, too. I don't get how anyone could mistreat beautiful little animals like this. She wasn't mistreated, she's just really sweet. You're a good dog. Yay, now she's in the video. Oh, nope. She's not. She was gonna be, for a second. So yeah, she's lying down on my hand now because she's adorable. And then there's Christopher, who is just sort of a cliche loan shark. It's kind of all he is. There's not that much else to him, honestly. But he's fine. For being a cliche loan shark, he's fine. He's also played by Bill Croft. There, got that out of the way. The first story of this one, while not really scary at all, is pretty enjoyable for any dog lovers out there, or cat lovers, as well. The dogs in this aren't that nice, but I still found it pretty fun, and I still thought the dogs were really cute, which made me kind of overlook what they were doing. While the story isn't very scary and is pretty much just a ripoff of Misery, I still had a fun time with it, and I think that a lot of other dog lovers would too, as, yeah, it's very dog-centric, and I just sort of found that very enjoyable about it. The main antagonist is pretty fun in how obsessive she is, and I also very much enjoyed the main character, as at first it takes a little bit to get to like him, but after I did, I found him pretty likable. So yeah, I did enjoy the first story for what it is. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but still a pretty fun time to me. So yeah, with that, let's get into the second story, Still Life. This one is about Kate Morris, who's played by Mare Winningham. I don't know if I said her last name right, but yeah, I don't know. She's been in some things. I just don't care to list them all. So yeah, she's the wife of David Morris. I know, big shock there. And he's played by Peter Wingfield, who was also in Halloween Town too. That is why I take note of these things, because either the director of one of the stories has directed an episode of The Invisible Man, or they'll be in Halloween Town too. Something obscure like that, which is why I like taking note of who these actors are. So yeah, anyway, Kate's life seems to be pretty perfect. I mean, she even has a husband who doesn't mind her taking pictures of him eating breakfast. What more could you want out of life? So yeah, everything seems pretty great. She's got a daughter, she's got a husband, and yeah, everything's going well for her. However, everything changes when she takes her daughter Wendy to the bus and her purse gets stolen. And the thief seems to be pretty personal about it because, well, he even says her name and even tries choking her with the purse. You know, maybe just like knock her out with it or something. I feel like there's a bit of a better way to go about this than choking her. I feel like there might have been a better way to take her purse there that didn't involve almost killing her, just saying, but whatever. So then she calls in Officer Barnes, who's played by Daryl Hayes, who was on the original MacGyver. Yep. Officer Burns decides that he's on the case to stop all random purse thieves in suburbia. Yeah, Barnes is dealing with the real problems that face suburbia. So, yeah. So Kate decides that what she really needs to do is go shopping because, I don't know, it'll make her feel better or something, I don't know. See, to me, going on a killing spree really calms me down. You see, that's what she should try. What, you don't do that? Yeah, Kate goes to the grocery store, and some guy seems to be picking out all the same items as her. We find this out by a very long-held shot of crackers. Yes, really. So, yeah, the guy's actually kind of normal at first, being like, looks like we have the same interests and stuff. However, he starts getting more personal and then becomes a bit hostile, eventually causing Kate to bump into some groceries. Truly, this guy has succeeded in moderately annoying her. So then she decides something that will really, really calm her down is getting her hair styled. So she goes to the hair salon. But the store is just open before it's supposed to be, and the person there is very weird. So yeah, it's just very normal. So she starts getting her hair done, and eventually says, oh man, I'm having one of those days where I think I'd be better off dead. Because we all have days like that. So then the hairstylist tries to fulfill her wish by drowning her. By just having water sprayed in her face. You do realize that there's a bucket where the hair goes in, right? You can just put her head in that. You don't need to have the water constantly being poured on her face. Unless if you're trying a very odd version of the water torture method. I don't know. But, yeah, anyway, so Kate eventually gets free of that horror, and then goes to get Officer Barnes, who's still on the case of the purse thief. So they go into the hair salon, and it turns out that, yeah, she just imagined the whole thing, but her hair is still wet, so did she imagine it? Did the person who was opening up the store do it? I don't get it, but yeah, anyway, so She goes back home, tells her husband about what's going on, and he says that she should probably go see a doctor, but she says that's a stupid idea, because seeing people that aren't really there is truly a sign of sanity. So, yeah, then her daughter continuously plays the same note on piano, which really annoys her. By the way, her daughter's played by Christian Zen. Yep. She was in my Super Psycho Sweet 16. Part 2. Referencing the really popular stuff here. So, yeah, anyway, then her husband says that, yeah, he's just gonna take Wendy over to go see her friends for the night, because him and Kate really need to just discuss what's going on with her, and for some odd reason they don't bring Kate along, because clearly just leaving her alone at the house for a while is definitely gonna help her mental state. I can see why you would think that. And then she gets into a car accident. Yep, it worked out well. When she wakes up, she's in an ambulance with a purse thief, the guy from the grocery store, and the hairstylist. And she immediately gets out and runs back to her house, which conveniently she was right at. Didn't really take her that long to have that car hallucination, I guess. She barricades herself in. However, they cause the door to look like it's breathing, breaking it open. That's how breaking doors work. And then eventually she sees a room down the hallway. When she opens it, though, she sees herself in a hospital bed at jail. And I gotta admit, I actually didn't see this twist coming. Yeah, that's kind of a first for this show, but I didn't really expect this twist. I mean, I knew that I knew that her world was far too perfect, but I kind of thought it'd be like some weird supernatural explanation, or she was just crazy. However, no, that's not the case here. It's actually just that she was in a coma. I mean, that's still a pretty predictable twist, but I actually didn't see it coming this time, so I'll give them credit where it's due. And then it's revealed that Kate apparently killed her old husband. Now, it's mentioned before a little bit in this story that her previous husband died, but yeah, it turns out that apparently in reality she killed him because he once beat her so hard that she actually had a miscarriage. So, I mean, if she killed him during that, wouldn't that just be self-defense? But yeah, okay, whatever. So, torn up by guilt over that, she tried to hang herself, and it threw her into a coma. I've never actually heard of failed hanging ending in coma, but there you go, I guess. And it turns out that all the people in the prison with her were actually those people that she kept on seeing. David was actually her psychiatrist, and Officer Barnes was actually a priest come there on the off chance that she died. And he leaves looking kind of disappointed. Did he want her to die or something? Okay. However, she does wake up a little bit, and they try to keep her awake by giving her a little bit of a shot, but too much could put her back into the coma. So yeah, the woman who just tried to hang herself, and who was also just woken up from a coma, knocks out the nurse. Yeah, she's the best. And she takes a syringe and puts all of it in there so she can continue to live in her perfect world forever. Perfect world that had a lot of problems in it the longer that she stayed in it. So, yeah, I can't wait until like a day into this, then it starts going haywire again. And that way she can't actually escape it because apparently now she's fully stuck in this coma. But yeah, according to the host, this was a great prison escape. I don't know if I'll agree with you on that fully, but yeah, okay. So, yeah, this story is actually pretty decent. Like I said before, I do really like how the twist is done here. I mean, yeah, okay, it is still kind of predictable, but I actually didn't fully see it coming, so yeah, I do really have to give them credit on that. Kate's a pretty interesting main character. I like sort of seeing the world around her slowly dissolve into madness, but no one believes her on that. And when the ultimate twist does come, it is also pretty interesting to see actually what happened with her past, as her reasoning is actually pretty understandable, and I don't really feel like she deserved life or anything. I mean, I feel like she should get, like, a few years sentence, but still, it was mostly done in self-defense, and she doesn't seem like she was a horrible person either. But yeah, she still is a pretty interesting main character. David is honestly kind of obvious that he's a psychiatrist. Like, throughout this whole story, I was like, yeah, he's a psychiatrist, and oh my god, he's a psychiatrist, amazing. But yeah, he's also pretty likable. I will say that his actor does a pretty good job here, and he was in Halloween Town too, which is still pretty awesome to me. But yeah, I do still think they did a pretty good job here. Then there's Officer Barnes, and he's just kind of fun to me. I just find him to be kind of a fun character. He's not really interesting in any way or anything, but yeah, he's still pretty fun, and you can still tell that he does really care about his job, and he's not like a corrupt cop or anything. Yeah, for what little parts that he does have in this story, he's pretty likable. Hardly anything really happens with Wendy, but yeah, for what she does, she's fine, although I don't really get why she continuously played the exact same key on a piano. Is that part of that song or something? I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of odd. But that is actually a pretty good scene, mostly because there's some really good intercutting there, so yeah, I do at the very least enjoy her part for that moment. Then there are the people in colors. Yes, according to IMDb, the people that she keeps on seeing are just like woman in green, man in blue, stuff like that. So yeah, they are people in colors. Yeah. Truly an impressive role. But, yeah, they're fine. I honestly do kind of like their role in this, as it sort of feels like the characters in A Mouth of Madness who had read Sugarcane's book and who had gone insane because of it. To me, it just reminded me a lot of them with their whole obsession over Kate and how they would just continuously follow her and would just act violent out of nowhere. However, they were pretty jarring, especially the purse thief, as he just sort of pops out of nowhere. It's a very odd scene, but for what they do, they convey the right effect in this story, and I enjoyed their parts in it pretty well. And so yeah, this story is pretty decent. I mean, I won't say that it's particularly memorable or anything, but it does have some pretty good moments to it that I do think that make it really worthwhile. That, and it actually has a pretty decent twist. I know I keep on mentioning this, but throughout this whole show so far, not one of the twists has actually taken me off guard. I mean, maybe the one in A View Through the Window, but I still kind of expected what was going to happen. Here, though, it actually did kind of take me off guard, so I am pretty glad about that. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, and I mean, it's kind of predictable. But at the very least, it's something that did surprise me a little. Overall, this is a pretty decent story. It's not something that I'll particularly rewatch a lot, but I did still enjoy it for what it is, and it had a pretty decent twist at the end. Pretty creepy moments from some of the characters in this, so yeah, I enjoyed it fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Bye.